What's up, traders? This is Ryan from TraderVidea, where we bring you good trade ideas and show you in video footage so you can take a glimpse into how our trades work out, what we look for, and also some of the failures that we encounter and how you can avoid and profit from our trade ideas. So I want to go over two trade ideas that we had on our list last week. First one was Dang, and then the second was from our trade watch list this week's, which was ROX. We'll go over ROX in a second, as that was just a short intraday trade today that I made. But first off here, looking at Dang, this was our swing trade from last week. As you can see here, price action kept knocking on the door of about 1440s, and it couldn't make it higher than that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, pretty much 7 trading days, and it couldn't. It kept topping out there about 1440. So we had this on our watch list last week, and about last week, what was it here on? Here we go, the 6th here. It gapped down in the morning, which was this day right here. It gapped down, and I was watching it, and looked like it was gonna break 1440. As you can see, it topped out here right near the open, and when it broke out, I got in I think about 1441, 42, and it started going. It started moving up. So moved up to about almost pretty much 1450. Came back down, coming back down towards my entry price. I was in the red for a little bit, and it climbed back up. So I didn't really like the price action here. It was back and forth like a yo-yo here, and it, as you can see here, it topped out here. These are 2-minute candles here. It topped out here, and it couldn't make any higher highs. So I actually exited my trade about break even here. As you can see, the 13 EMA was starting to get broken down here, and I just didn't like the price action and wasn't feeling it. So I got out pretty much break even, lost commissions, no big deal. And as you can see here, it dropped down for the rest of the trading day. On that day, kept going, all the way down, pretty much to close here, closing at the bell here. Then I moved on. I looked at other trades, and next day here we go. What are we here? Looking day after here. I noticed that it gapped down open here. As you can see, this is pre-market stuff, but it gapped down from the previous day, and it pretty much almost touched the 13 EMA. As you can see, the 13 EMA wasn't filled in yet here, but it pretty much kind of got in that area. And then I had this back on my watch. I was watching it like a hawk again, and as you can see here, it made a high here about what do we got here, about 14, 18s around there, and it dipped back down. 200 EMA was here, and I was waiting for this break. If it broke higher, I was going to go long. So it finally did here. It broke out about 1420 here. I think I got my fill was about pretty much 1420, 21 around there, and I think I got in right here, and it rose. I like the price action. It rode the 13 EMA. It didn't break that until up about here. But as you know, we were watching this as a swing trade, because for pretty much the last week, more than a week of trading, it just couldn't top out about 1440 here. I got nervous. It was pretty much guess you can call it a top-headed doji here, but not really in the right position. But indecisive price action, but came back down, touched the 13 EMA, and I like to set up here on intraday action. So I held, and I think I bought about 1,000 shares, and following the next day, right off the open, it gapped up here, and it shot up here, and I moved my stop up to pretty much break even here, just to make sure that it didn't come back and bite me in the ass. So it shot up, pretty much stayed a price action. I was holding it for swing trade, and pretty much I got out today. And today here, the reason why I got out here, so how many days we got here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days of pretty much upward price action. Never touched the 13 EMA on the daily chart here. However, as you can see here today's volume was in a over 500,000 volume here, but price action couldn't close above this previous high. So I think it's probably gonna kind of go sideways here, or maybe even retrace back to a 13 EMA. So I went ahead and exited my position, 1,000 shares. I think I exited about pretty much almost at close here. Exited about the probably about the 16 14 1610 around, let's call it 1610. And yeah, it was an awesome trade here. Total swing trade, I made about almost pretty much almost $2,000, about $1,900 after commissions in about a week worth of trading, and couldn't complain. That was a good one off our watch list here as we stock trade here. It was topping out here, like I said, at 1440, and we treat it as a swing trade. We had our stops and risk set in place like for a swing trade, not an intraday turning into a swing trade. So you don't want to get whipsawed out, stopped out, and then your trade kind of goes in your favor and you're not in it anymore. So that was a good trade. And the next one here is just an intraday trade that we had today here on ROX. This was also on our watch list at the beginning of this week here, and it was a great trade here. Here's the 2-minute candle, but let's see, our daily chart's still loading up here. But pretty much it was topping out. Here we go. We're topping out here about waiting for a break about $1.13 here, but I didn't get on this yesterday, but it did break that $1.13. And it gapped up in the morning, and by the time I saw it here, it was gapped up, but it flushed back up, pretty much washed out here, and it kept popping up here. And let me zoom out a bit here, but as you can see here, it had this 1, 2, 3, 4, like a lot of candles here topping out here, and again here at about $1.15, right? And it topped out once, well, more than once, but pretty much 3 occasions here during the day of trading here, and pretty much price action was making higher highs, was trending up. There's 200 EMA right here, so I actually got in on the pullback at about $1.13. I got filled about pretty much $1.13 here, right on the 200 EMA. I was expecting it to bounce up and continue higher, and I bought 10,000 shares of this here, and I pretty much made about $400 here near the end of the day, and I got out at the top here for a quick scalp for intraday trade. So not bad for about a week's work. I made about almost $2,500, $2,400 or so in these 2 trades, and one was a swing, and one was a intraday trade. So want to emphasize that in the previous swing trade here in Dang, here was a good way to show discipline, where I was able to enter here on that day on the break. However, the price action wasn't really showing me anything that it was going to continue on. It was maybe a fake out, and I got out, so, and looked for a different opportunity when it dipped back down here. And the 13 EMA is such a good indicator at times. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the holy grail, but it's a good way to kind of see how price action follows along that 13 EMA. So great. So if you guys like this video and you want to see more, please like, subscribe, feel free to comment. on my YouTube page here, and I hope to see you guys next time. And